Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today let's talk about GMMTV, WeTV and iQIYI 2026 lineups. First, let's talk about GMMTV 2026 lineup. The first ever BL they announced is Jimmy C. New BL. The actors will star in I Will Always Save You series. The story follows a police officer is assigned to protect the singer who stole his girlfriend. But as they spend more time together, bitterness slowly starts to turn into something else. The Invisible Dragon, a new BL starring First Kotang has been announced. The story follows a guy follows his family lineage by wearing the dragon robe at the temples. He then met someone whose mission is to help him become the greatest dragon of all. MaxNat starring in the series Unlucky Bee. The story follows a guy cast a bad luck curse on his ex-boyfriend, but everything spiraled out of the control when the curse hit the wrong guy. Now he has to rely on his own good luck to try to undo the spell. But Ghost, a new BL starring Mix and Poom. The story follows a flavorist meets a funeral director at a funeral. When he suddenly gains the ability to see ghosts, he begins gathering the final wishes of the dead people during their farewells. John Doug new BL is here. They are starring in How to Survive My CEO. The story follows after getting drunk, a young man accidentally kisses another guy at bar. Later, when he applies for a job, he discovers that the man he kissed is actually his new boss, his CEO. 17th Spring Series, a new BL series starring Chokon Aston. The story follows a guy born with HIV transferred to a new school where he meets a rebellious boy. As they grow closer, they begin to bring out the best in each other. This drama have a very big potential to create great awareness in teenage people and everyone. And this is very important topic. I really hope GMMTV do justice for this drama and create a great work. Plan B 2U starring BounPrem has been announced. The story follows a young man buys a house for a great price only to find out it was haunted. Frustrated, he decided to get revenge on the seller by getting a job at his own company. 3 couples in one series. Roommate chose a new BL series starring Mark Om, Surf Java and Save Frank has been announced. The story follows 3 couples who share dorm rooms and through daily life together began to develop unexpected feelings. Mark Om's story, a student who loves to party and the strict dorm supervisor. Surf Java story, 2 actors cast to lead a BL stage play together. Save Frank story, 2 completely opposite boys, one is a morning person, the other is a night owl. Almond process will star in the adoption of the BL When Oranges Fall. The story follows Ko loves oranges but only the ones from the house next door. One day the owner show up and coincidentally his name is also Ko. Gunshot series, a new BL starring Afghan has been announced. The story follows after losing the love of his life, a young man begins a journey of revenge against everyone who hurt him. A police officer assigned to his case decides to try bringing him back to happiness. Good Boy series starring Lucky Mike has been announced. The story follows after living a lonely life and dying in an accident at the age of 30, a man is given a second chance to go back in time. He wakes up as a teenager during his school years and decided to live a different life. Force Book and Great Bright will star in the new BL series Lovers and Gangsters. The story follows a guy falls in love with a gangster from his family's rival gang, the very one responsible for killing his father. Now his brother won't rest until he ruins his new brother-in-law life. Finally, all our speculations are correct, guys. Great and Bright are the new partners, new ship from GMM. Finally, can't wait to see their chemistry together in the series. 21 series starring Junior Mark and Nat Hong has been announced. After having their hearts broken by the same guy, two men end up becoming friends when feelings start to grow. They give themselves 21 days to decide the future of their relationship. And Ned and Hong are acting as second main leads in this series. Winnie Setang new BL is here. My Professional Boyfriend. The story follows a guy, the son of a mafia boss, needs to find a boyfriend to escape his father's control. So he decided to hire someone to pretend to be his boyfriend. And here comes our new ship. All our speculations again correct, guys. Barcode Kin. Barcode Kin is starring in the new BL Kiss Me Remember. The story follows a guy who has lost his memory is saved from drowning with the help of mouth to mouth. When he realizes that every time he kisses the guy who saved him, a piece of his memory returns, he suddenly wants to kiss him all the time. I'm so happy for Barcode, like seriously so happy for him. I hope both Barcode and Kin last long and do amazing work together. Avu Boom's first male lead series is here. The actor will star in a new BL series, Billionaire Biker. The story follows a guy makes a huge mistake when he confuses his boss for a motorcycle taxi driver. He thinks he is in trouble but end up becoming his boss' favorite person. Finally, after so many years, our Boom main lead series is here. Hope they don't disappoint us. The actor Chris Singto will star in Write You Again the series. The story follows after an accident, a young man loses all his memories. He decided to return to the house where he lived as a child, and once there, he reunites with someone important from his past. Metro 101 series, a new BL starring Sekni has been announced. The story follows, without realizing it, a guy starts getting close to the school's nerd student. When he tries to distance himself, he discovers their paths are already completely intertwined. Gemini 4th will star in the remake of 2007 classic The Love of Siam. It was announced in last year's lineup, but the cast was not announced. In this lineup, they announced the cast of Gemini 4th. The remake will be presented as musical. Match Point series starring T. Shopping has been announced. The story follows two tennis players has lived as rivals because of their parents' quarrel. However, when they forced to pair up as a dual team in a competition, hidden feelings began to surf between them. Finally, Pink got new partner. They look so cute together. Hope to see them in many more shows. William is in new BL. The actors will star in the upcoming series You Maniac series. The story follows two young red flags, each in their own way are completely opposites. But when they are forced to fake a relationship, real feelings begin to grow between them. I literally screamed when I saw this trailer. You must watch this trailers. Like they are so incredibly good. The chemistry between them is insane. PerthSanta star in the new BL The Scoopy Love Tale. The story follows a horror novelist, and one of his readers began to see ghosts. When they met, they realized that the ghost was gone whenever the two of them are together. GMMTV Big Scale BL is here. Replay the series. The new BL starring New PondPhuwin and Josh Gavin has been announced. The story follows at the worst moment of their life. Three friends mysteriously find themselves sent back to the past as they try to change their fate. Their tragic, unexpected consequences. Three big ships, the OG ships in one BL. Like, I'm literally seated for this drama. Sky Nani will star in Arrest and Action, a bromance series. The story follows two police officers are assigned to go undercover in the entertainment industry to investigate a case, but their dynamics blew up and now the two of them are forced to film a BL together. This story is like facing a heavy backlash, and I really want you guys to watch the trailer and judge it. I'm not telling anything because I don't know how to speak after seeing the trailer. Just go and watch it and then comment what your thoughts on it. And finally, the couple who literally driving everyone crazy. Deepthi will star in Mr. Kill series. It's a bromance. The story follows while investigating a criminal case, a police officer finds a book that describes the exact crime. He decided to track down the author to uncover whether it's a coincidence or if he is the killer. Finally, our couple is like in one series and they are doing a bromance. It's okay, anything is fine, but they are together, that's the main point. GMMTV is literally packed it all. For the 2026 year, we are getting 23 BLs and 2 bromance from GMMTV. Between, I also want to share few other things. GMMTV also announced action series High and Low series starring Pond, Nano, Path, Sky, Nani, Kotang, Avu, Joss, Winnie, Barcode, C, Mark. It is like a massive lineup, and it's a collaboration project between Japan and Thailand. And they also announced 2 straight dramas, one with 2 Nani and Nano, and it's called Over to Star series, and another one with BounPrem East, and this series called Surf in Love. Between, they also released its Scarlet Heart Thailand trailer series starring two Vinte Nani PondPhuwin Part 4. This is one of the highest budget series GMMTV is doing. If anyone are interested for them, here are the 8 GLs announced by GMMTV. And lastly, Light can have all tour in 18 cities, and they are going to add many more soon. Literally so proud of them. Now let's talk about WeTV 2026 lineup. WeTV collaborated with other Thai production houses and bought this lineup for us. Be My Player 2, a new BL starring Maki Bass. The story follows to earn some extra cash. A popular gamer invites his rival to join his team in a gaming tournament. But the closer they get, the stronger their feelings for each other becomes. Akina, the series set in the same universe as Top Form starring Boom and Toy. Yesterday, the series, a new BL starring Fourth Beat. The story follows Veer, a pure-hearted young man who gets catch up in a dangerous love with Calvin, a possessive guy. Korean actors Lee Ja-won and Jun Soo star in WeTV new BL Never Forgot My Enemy. The story follows after breaking a classmate's leg, a young man is sent to juvenile detention. Years later, he meets that same classmate who unexpectedly confesses his love for him. My Romance Scammer new BL starring Jun Mark and Ompum. Two scam artists plan to marry two wealthy men to steal their money. However, things get complicated when they start to develop feelings for their targets. Magic Lover series has been announced. A new BL starring Thomas Kong, Ken Namping and Jimmy O. Three magicians are sent to the human world with a single mission: find their true love within 30 days or to be turned into animals. Love of Ceylon, the new BL series on WeTV starring Appum. The story follows a young police officer burdened by family expectations and an overworked university student. Brought together by chance, they find comfort and strength to overcome challenges together. In War Written with the new BL series, Police in Love. It's an adaptation of the novel. The story follows when fate turns cruel and an unlucky man is forced to find a temporary partner for 6 months to break a curse. And here is the date for Forever You Project Season 2. It's going to be premiering in December 18th on WeTV. Now let's see the iQIYI 2026 lineup. iQIYI is a streaming platform which produces its own BLs but also collaborate with other Thai production houses and bought this lineup for us. Mostly it was collaborated with DMD, like almost all DMD projects are under iQIYI streaming platform. iQIYI announced that Kimjira the series will have a special episode. iQIYI has announced Number One Student, a Thai adaptation of the Chinese novel. The story follows two troublemaking students end up sharing a desk after a class change. Amidst teasing and secrets, a connection is born that changes them both forever. A Thai adaptation of 188 Group Universe has been announced, based on 11 BL novels by Chinese author Shui. It is known for its signature scum gangs who are all 188 centimeters tall. This is a series packed with intense drama, dog-bladed drama, and deep emotional traumas. Literally, I'm seated. I don't know how iQIYI is going to do it, but I'm totally connected to it and I'm going to see it for sure. Tell Boys Season 2 is set to premiering in June 2026. New BL Lust the series starring Corn and Donut. The story follows in a world where power buys life. This is a game of sex and desire. Peach Lover the series, a new BL from Copy A Bangkok and iQIYI starring Neewit and Poom. iQIYI announced Not the series starring both and Oat. The story follows love, dominance and fate intertwined in the intense Omegaverse story you won't forget. Love Once Upon a Time series, a new BL with NetJJ and Lathy Kim. The story follows a young man travel back in the time and assumes the identity of a missing boy. However, a close friend starts to suspect the truth while an unexpected romance begins to bloom. Yuan with You series has been announced with PerthSanta. The story follows in love with an aspiring singer who rejects everyone. A guy decided to confess his feelings as he flirts with him. They both end up joining a college talent event, bringing them close together. Your third series has been announced starring MaxNat. The story follows a employee is given a mission to bring back his boy's twin brother who ran away. As they spend time together, feeling began to grow between them. Mr. Fanboy series ABL starring Awu Save and James has been announced. The story follows a fanboy decided to join a audition to get closer to his favorite actor. However, once there he uncovers the darkest secrets of the industry while growing closer to another actor. The adoption of Unknown Lover has been announced starring Thomas Kong. The story follows a young man who, after being betrayed, decided to move to New York. There he meets a handsome guy who teaches him about the pleasure of life. YouTuber series PL with Tile Firstone has been announced. The story follows after being betrayed by his boyfriend with his best friend, a YouTuber decided to start over and creates a new channel. He hires a cameraman for his videos and they film together. They fell in love. iQIYI the musical ABL musical starring Zinunu has been announced. The story follows after being mistaken for his twin brother, a small town aspiring singer has his life turned upside down by a rich man. Despite their differences, they slowly grow together. iQIYI unveils Identity Zero the series starring Moss Bang, Him Tan and Bonch with Mark joining as a supporting role. And they also announced their ongoing projects Me and the Interminable and Burnout Syndrome. These three projects are streaming in iQIYI. You can go and watch it there. And that's all for today. These are the 2026 lineup which happened recently. For which drama or which series you got connected more and for which series you are more excited. Comment and let me know. That's all for today. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you in another episode very soon.